I was walking past the study when I heard him say it. His voice, low but sharp. The way he said background noise, like I wasn't even human, just static, interrupting his perfect little broadcast. Mom didn't argue. She just adjusted her scarf, looked down, and said nothing. That silence told me everything. It wasn't surprise, it was agreement. I didn't breathe until I was upstairs, door locked, back pressed against the wood. My hands were shaking, but not from sadness. It was something colder, cleaner, the kind of stillness that comes before a storm. They used to call me the quiet one. I let them. It kept me invisible long enough to learn how they operated. How Dad smiled at charity galas while funneling money through consulting accounts. How Mom managed to cry on cue when guests asked about our family values. They thought my silence meant weakness, but silence isn't weakness, it's storage. The betrayal wasn't sudden, it was gradual rot, little things. My college fund redirected for Dad's new venture. My grandma's house sold off to simplify the estate. Mom assuring me it was all temporary, that I didn't need to worry about money. I believed her until that night. Until I heard my father laugh about it, how Kelsey's too soft to fight back, how she'll get over it. That's when I realized they weren't protecting me, they were erasing me. That same night, I went to the attic. The old oak chest still smelled like mothballs and rosewater, Grandma's scent. Inside were her ledgers, family records, and one thick folder marked Private Estate E. Davenport. Inside, her original will, unaltered, signed and witnessed. Half of everything to me, before Dad got his hands on it. I didn't react right away. I couldn't afford to. For 3 months, I smiled at dinner, nodded at their plans, laughed when Dad bragged about his inheritance. Meanwhile, I started collecting copies of financial transfers, emails from his assistant, a recording of a phone call where Mom coached him on how to reword the will updates. Evidence, each piece a nail in their coffin. When I turned 23, Dad decided to host a charity gala in Grandma's name, a celebration of family legacy. The irony was delicious. Everyone who mattered would be there. Investors, lawyers, the press, perfect stage. I invited someone too, Grandma's attorney, the original one, the man Dad thought had retired. I'd reached out weeks earlier, quietly, sent him the original will, copies of forged amendments, transaction histories. He didn't hesitate. "You understand what you're starting?" he'd asked. I did, completely. The night of the gala glowed with money and lies. Champagne towers, gold lights. Dad shaking hands like a senator, Mom glittering beside him. When it was my turn to speak, just a simple thank you, they thought, I took the mic. Hands steady, voice calm. "I'd like to make a small correction," I began, about Grandma's legacy. The crowd hushed. Dad smiled at me, tight, warning. I met his eyes, held them. Then I nodded to the man in the gray suit at the back, Grandma's lawyer. He stepped forward, document in hand. "Edward and Lillian Davenport," he announced, "have been in possession of forged legal documents. The true will names Miss Kelsey Davenport as the sole heir of the Davenport estate." The silence that followed was perfect, heavy, delicious. Dad's face went pale. Mom swayed slightly, clutching the table. "You can't prove," Dad began. I cut him off. "I already did. The evidence has been submitted to the board and the Attorney General. I just thought you deserved to hear it first, in public." Flashbulbs exploded. Reporters surged. Dad's voice cracked as he tried to explain. Mom's scarf slipped off her shoulder, her throat bare, trembling. I walked off stage, didn't look back. In the days that followed, everything fell fast. Accounts frozen, investigations opened. The mansion was seized for audit. They called, of course, Dad once, then Mom twice. I didn't answer. Instead, I visited Grandma's grave. I laid the original will on the marble for a moment before tucking it back into my coat. She always said you were sharper than you let on, the lawyer had told me. He was right. I just needed them to underestimate me first. It's strange how quiet victory feels. Not loud or bright, just clean. I didn't need to scream or cry or explain. The silence they gave me became my weapon. Their greed, my map. Their arrogance, my alibi. Now the house is mine. The business liquidated. Their names stripped from every foundation and trust. Sometimes I still hear my father's voice. She's just background noise. And I almost smile, because noise fades. But silence lingers, and mine was deafening.